Following President Tinubu's suspension of Godwin Emefiele as CBN governor, Kingsley Moghalu speaks out, ridicules Emefiele as CBN governor as well. Okay. Kingsley Moghalu was a one-time executive of the central bank, at the same time, former aspirant, presidential aspirant. I think that was some years back. Okay. And recently has been invited to speak on Emefiele's performance as CBN governor in Arise TV. And that was yesterday. And in Kingsley Moghalu's statement, he completely ridiculed Emefiele, say that in a very sane society, people who do not understand how to manage finance, how to manage the Apex Bank, who do not understand economics of monetary policies and all of that, should not be allowed to occupy such office. Yes, and he said so many things that puts the performance of Emefiele, at a new low or at a very low level. He said if he is to rank Emefiele's performance, he will give him a very high low score. What does that mean? That in his word, he used the word high, very high low score. It means that it's the very lowest of lows. That is what it means. Very high low score means lowest of lows, and that means that Emefiele's performance was near zero, because under Emefiele, the Naira exchange rate got worse, monetary policies were worst, a lot of things about a lot of things that monetary projects that Emefiele embarked on were selfish and did not add any positive value to the Nigerian populace. In fact, it was clear yesterday during a Rice TV interview with Moghalu, again, that Emefiele did not perform. Rather, he was playing to the gallery, playing to the tune detected by the presidency and by the by the group that were using him to achieve their aim. In a recent interview with Arise TV, Professor Kingsley Moghalu, the former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, addressed Godwin Emefiele's suspension. Recall that President Bola Tinubu dismissed CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele around 2 weeks ago. Godwin Emefiele crossed the line, and every logical being will not permit him to remain as CBN governor, claims Professor Kingsley Moghalu. He questioned the suspended CBN governor's interest in running for president in 2023. Why should a governor in office disclose his intention in running for president? Yeah, you don't need to do that until you have left office, frankly speaking. Okay, so why you are still in office, you want to run to become the president of the country? What is giving the impetus? First of all, that is conflict of interest. You have to drop your office first, resign or retire, and then go and act the way Wike did. Wike did it, not Wike, sorry, Amechi, as Minister of Transport, also wanted to be president of Nigeria during the APC primaries, and it was required that he didn't need to do that while in office. He needed to resign from his office first, and which he resigned. He lost the primaries, he's no more Minister of Transport. Now he's wallowing and regretting this action. When Emefiele saw that it was imperative for him to resign from being the CBN governor to run as president of the country, he dropped the idea of being a president and ran back to continue his office as the CBN governor. So Kingsley Moghalu here is questioning, why should a sitting CBN governor want to be the president of the country? You should leave the office first before you do that. Okay, I'm sure Emefiele thought he has made enough money to command the ground, to get what he wanted to become the president. When he got there, he saw that he was just going to be a small chicken before the rest big wigs, and so he ran back to continue his role as CBN governor. Okay, and that behavior is what is being questioned here by Kingsley Moghalu. And according to all of these, I think the CBN is headed in the correct route, said Professor Kingsley Moghalu. So that is the problem. So Moghalu is saying that the current acting CBN governor is in the right direction for floating the naira exchange rate. Okay, but he's saying that it's supposed to be a managed float and not a free float. Unfortunately, the acting CBN governor also came out to say that the floating of the naira exchange rate is not going to be a free float, that's going to be a managed float. But what we are seeing does not seem to be a managed float, it seems to be a free fall. So I know that what they're trying to do is to close the gap between the official exchange rate and the parallel market exchange rate. But at the end of the day, what value does that bring to Nigeria? What value does that bring to the economy? How will it affect the inflation rate and all economic indices of the country? Okay, but in general, Moghalu is saying that the acting CBN governor is in the right direction for floating the naira. He continued, the performance of the bank has not been very impressive on its core mandate. I was not surprised to see the news. He completed his work, but he became sidetracked with, we must take note of this. So that is what those are the few things that Moghalu said. I know he made comment around the floating exchange rate. He made comment around Emefiele wanting to be the president. He also made comment about the performance of the then CBN governor Emefiele'S, saying that if we are to rate his performance, he will be given a very high low score. A very high low score means that he's going to be bottom of the bottom. That is what it means, meaning that he didn't perform. And that is actually ridiculing the performance of CBN governor. CBN governor Emefiele was there for 9 years. Goodluck appointed him, I think in 2014, and then stayed with him 1 year. Goodluck left office, and Buhari sustained Emefiele for full 8 years, making his reign to be 9 years in office. I think it's almost the longest sitting CBN governor in the history of the CBN activities or CBN leadership. But again, it was a terror because under Buhari, the exchange rate was worse. Everything about the economy collapsed completely, and life became worse and hard for everybody. And I wonder what this Tinubu's government is going to do to ravage that, because I don't see anything different. After all, Tinubu has promised to continue from where Buhari stopped. Okay, so in general, Moghalu did not rate CBN performance well under the leadership of Emefiele and under the government of Buhari as the president. Okay, so that is exactly what is happening here. In general, if we were to summarize Moghalu's statement, he actually ridiculed the performance of the CBN, the then CBN governor, or rather the suspended CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele. He never performed. That is the truth. For giving him a very high low score of performance, it means that he did not perform. So we hope that CBN will retrace its steps, and this issue of floating the naira exchange rate, we don't see anything good coming out of it, but let's see where it will lead us into. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comments.